Hello, listeners, and welcome to another episode of Bones of the Story. Today, Jen and I have a really great topic to talk about books and series that everybody else loves, but that we do not.
Yep.
And it's always interesting. I don't know about you, Jen, but when I'm listening to people or watching YouTubers or whatever, and as soon as they say any series that I'm just like, ugh, about, I'm just like, I can't take you seriously now because you don't know what you're talking about, which isn't always the case. There's this one YouTuber, I think her name's Lisa. I can't remember. I haven't watched her in a minute. I loved everything that she had to say about a whole bunch of books. And then she listed one series, and I was just like, I don't know if I could take you seriously no more. I listened to why she loved it, and I was like, everything you said is not wrong. That is why part of it is good, but you didn't list all the other reasons why it wasn't good. So that's what we're here to talk about today. Do you want to go first, Jen? Should we leave that series for last? Do you have any other books?
Oh man.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, why don't you go first?
Okay, so one of them is Haunting Adeline.
Yeah.
I know we just recently read that, and I was very hopeful for it to be really great, and it was not.
I
And I'm
think for me, I think I enjoyed it in the moment when I read it, but now that I read so many other things, I definitely feel like if I reread it, it would be lackluster, and I wouldn't
mhm.
reread Hunting
Yeah, I'm
at
not
all.
even gonna waste my time with that one.
Yeah.
And I understand again, what people like about it. I see it. It's a true stalker, which it should make me love it, right? Like the naughty bits is okay, but like the way that it's written and the way that the story progresses, and I think it focuses on the wrong things, it makes a difference. It really does
Yeah.
on whether or not you like the story. So I think people are just shocked by the gun scene, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I almost feel like a lot of newbies read it and then they get sucked into it. I would be curious to get the opinion of somebody who's read dark romance longer than me, who hasn't read it, and then have them read it and then see what they think.
Yeah. I
I'd be
think it'd be interesting
curious.
to see, because I think you're right. I think Haunting Adeline has turned into one of the stepping stones you take when you go into dark romance. And I would be interested to see somebody who's like that. Okay, that was one of their first. They've still read it. It's been a year, 2 years, whatever. Like, where would it land now?
Mhm. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
So, that's one of my first ones.
Okay, so for my first one, I didn't actually continue the series because I did not like the first book at all. But it was A Touch of Darkness by
Sarah Scarlett St. Clair.
Scarlett St. Clair. I wanted to say Nikki St. Sloan, but I know that's not right.
That is forever now going to be her name. I'm gonna
Yeah,
walk up to her and be like, "Hey, Nikki." She's like, you got the wrong person." I was like, "No, Jen officially renamed you. You just don't know
Jen,
it."
Jen gave you a new pen name. Sorry. Yeah, A Touch of Darkness. Now I've heard that Hades' perspective is a lot better. I mean, you've said that to me multiple times. I just don't care. I thought I thought she was whiny, and I did not care for it at all.
I agree. I read her perspective, and then I read his first book in the perspective, and then I think I started her second book, and I was like, I can't. I hate
Yeah.
her. I disliked her so much and her attitude. I don't
Yes.
understand why women write characters like that.
Yeah,
It
I
baffles me.
completely agree. Was not a fan.
Oh my gosh, now it's my turn. I have to come up with another one, don't I?
Yeah.
What is something that people love that I don't, besides the one series that we're holding off. Don't hate me, Jen. Akatar.
You can't say Akatar
Why can't I say it?
because you enjoyed the series. Now, I completely agree with the opinion that you may think it's overhyped, it's not done as well as it could
Okay.
be done. Like, I can appreciate that stance, but you can't sit here and tell me you hate it.
Okay, fine, fine. You win. I concede to you. Okay. That is all true. The underlying story is phenomenal, and the world that she created is great, but there are just a lot of things that I dislike, but you're right. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, then fine. I'm gonna go with Leather and Lark.
Okay, I'll give that one to you.
I
I love
I
you get to decide if you get to
I know, right?
sorry.
No, that's what makes our relationship and friendship work. So, I appreciate all the views, especially, since we talked about that you liked about it, but I was
Mhm,
expecting it to be like the first one,
right.
and it wasn't, which is why I'm really scared to read the third one. I'm so scared to read it.
I'm
I
really excited. I think and I could be totally wrong, but I feel like with Scythe and Sparrow, I think she kind of goes back to more Butcher and Blackbird
okay.
esque. I get that feeling a lot.
Okay, that gives me joy. And I think part of the reason why is because Butcher and Blackbird was just such a phenomenal book. It's
Yeah,
hard to keep that momentum or that hype for a second. Like I completely understand that, but it just wasn't dark enough for me. And
yeah,
there just wasn't enough on the page. So Leather and Lark is my other one.
that's fair. I would say the other one that, oh, man,
I know we didn't do no prep as always. I'm
I
pretty sure there's a
know.
lot out there, and we're just like, we don't know
I know
what
there's
it
a lot out
is.
there for you.
There is a lot.
Oh, you want to know, like, okay, like if we're talking book talk books with a lot of hype that we didn't love, the other one that I was so close to DNFing was The Silent Patient. I cannot remember who wrote it, so I
I know what
apologize.
book you're talking about.
I think it was written by Alex something. I don't know. But The Silent Patient, I mean, it had a good twist. I will give it that. But that is the only part of the book that I liked. I thought it was boring. I thought it I don't know. I thought it was very very slow and very boring.
I feel like The Silent Patients, is that an older book? I'm trying to log into Goodreads. It's not letting me.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, here we go.
I might be wrong.
The Silent Patient. Alex Michaelidis? Michael Lids? It's 2019. Okay. No. Oh, no, I guess.
I was like, no, that's not too bad. I'm like, damn it. That's like 6 years ago. That's not okay. I don't like it.
That's funny.
But yeah,
Oh,
it has a 4.2 out of 5 on Goodreads. And like, I, I just don't see it.
that's. Yeah, I would have probably never picked that up. Go into my review page to see if there's any other thing. Oh, that Sick Love. I'm gonna have to say that Sick
Mm,
Love. I couldn't.
yeah,
I think you like skimmed the rest of the book, right?
yeah.
It was just. The, I think maybe it was too spread out. There wasn't enough at the beginning to like hold my attention. And I was just like, no.
I just couldn't get past all of the religious and it's not that I'm like I didn't I couldn't get past it because it was like blasphemy because like whatever. I just it was so the only word I can think of is bombastic.
I love that word.
It's one of my favorite words, but like I feel like that is what I think of when I think of the writing that was in that book. Like you have this dark romance smut book, but I felt like the length, like especially when you had the monologue of the main male character there was just so much bombastic language. Like he wanted to sound. It's like she wanted him to sound smarter or whatever than she could. He was. I don't know. There was a big disconnect. Like I would have rather him focus on like all the wrongdoings of the church and like saving her and like opening up her world and all the things instead of 2 pages every single chapter of,
Mhm.
like reverse psychology Bible stuff. I don't know. It took me out of the story over and over and over again.
Yeah. Okay. Your turn.
Okay, my next one. Yeah. Okay, I feel like this is a series. It's not that I hate it, although I do believe you hate it. And it's fair. I don't hate it. I've just I don't know what I so from Blood and Ash.
That was gonna be my next one.
That's so funny. Like,
I was looking at my Goodreads. I was like, yes, I'm talking about this one.
we can share it. I I really don't hate this series. And this was the second like fantasy series that I believe I started after I read Akatar. And I have even enjoyed the books a bit. I think the series has gone on too long, and I think she spends a lot of time world building when we don't necessarily need it anymore. Like I definitely like there's things that we absolutely need. Like when you have well, I don't want to give too much away, but like when certain things happen in the book, like you have to have the world building. But like you don't need 3 pages of it for one city.
Right.
And the same thing with Poppy's inner monologue, especially the I think it was the second book. Pretty sure it was the second book that I was like, girlfriend, we've said the same things different ways 100 times. Like we get it. Can we actually like do something else? Like anything else.
Mhm.
So that's kind of driven me crazy with that series. And I haven't picked up the series since A War of Two Queens, and I think there's been like 3 books since then.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I remember we had to read that for book club, and by we, it was me because I was the only one who hadn't read it, and it was so torturous. Like, I felt like I was being tortured as I was reading it, and then we get to the book discussion, and everyone's like, "Oh, yeah, I would never reread the first one because you don't need any of the information for the first book to continue the rest of the series," and I'm just like, well, this just validates why I hate this book so much because you only need like the last like
Yeah,
15, maybe 20% of the book of like a 900-page book. The rest of it is just rubbish.
yeah,
Like, and I was like, there's no way that I'm going to invest more time if that's the case with the next like 2 to 3 books where you only need bits and pieces to carry you over to the next one and
yeah,
everything else is you doesn't matter.
yeah.
And I'm like, I can't do that. And I bought the first 3 books and I've only ever read the first one and I hate it. It was literally, I was reading it. I think I got to the halfway or I didn't get to the halfway and I had to like read like the last chapter. And even then it was still hard for me to continue to read it because the good shit didn't happen for like another
Yeah,
like 200 pages.
yeah.
And I was like, I no. Yeah, no. Mm-mm. Yeah. Ugh. I don't even think I would try to reread it. There would have to be like unless that was one of the series that you wanted me to read, I would never read it.
No, I mean, I will finish the series because I enjoyed it enough to finish the series and like I want to know where it goes, but I will wait till the series is complete. Like I'm not
Mhm.
interested in like waiting for something to come out or wondering what's happening. Like I just
But
want
this
to
is
be
the only thing that you don't like by her. You like the prequel series, right?
I loved the prequel series. Now, I've only read the first 2, and now I think there are 4 books in the prequel series, and like, the characters are so much better, the chemistry is so much better, the story is so much like, it feels like somebody else wrote the Flesh and Fire series over, like, the From Blood and Ash series. But what do like about the prequel series is it really gives you, if you read it in like a certain order between the regular series and the prequel series, like it really gives you so much more depth and like backstory on what's happening in present time. And I did really enjoy that a lot. So if the prequel series wasn't part of the regular series, I don't know that I would finish the regular series.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm pretty sure that we have more, but I can't think of any. And I already went through my reviews on Goodreads and nothing else stuck out. We can always do a part 2 of this episode if we have to.
Yeah,
Shall we name the big one?
the big one.
The big one.
Bum bum ba.
And it's all my fault too because I picked it. Okay.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh my god. Well,
It
I
was
think I read it before. Oh, I wasn't part of the book club when y'all read it.
okay.
I read it on my own accord. So,
I picked it for book club. It's the Ravenhood series by Katie Stewart.
no. Kate Stewart, yeah.
Kate Stewart. I regret that decision. That's not true. I don't regret it because, like I said at the beginning, like now I second guess people and like, oh my gosh, and they say all these great things, but then they never talk about what makes it not good. Like I feel like that's important. Like you have to, you can love a series, but there are things in a series or a book that you're not gonna like, and I feel like you should display both of those now, especially when you pick this series, okay? Because I picked it because it said it was a modern day Robin Hood, and that is a lie. Yeah, it was it's supposed to be a modern day retelling of Robin Hood. Yeah, exactly. She's might have changed it since then, but when I picked it, that's what it was.
Yeah, I don't see that at all.
Thank you. So that's the only reason why I picked it. The only
Wow.
reason. And that never happens. And then
Oh.
the way the first book ends, and then book 2 starts, and then book 3 ugh. I don't even think I can say this, like, clear and concise, Jen.
I
I'm getting irritated.
I mean, I yeah, I think what bothered me so much about that series is like, I mean, I'm glad she got her happy ever after, but I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it was so sad and like traumatic for her for so little payout.
They did her dirty, and it's not cool.
Yes. Yeah, they really yeah, I completely agree with that. And I think that's why I never liked the series. And I made the realization the other day that I don't like series or books where I don't feel like the female main character is safe.
Mhm.
Like, and I feel like that's why dark romance works because that's like one of the main things is their person wants to keep them safe. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
you bring that math, all the ingredients for a Moscow Mule and kidnap me. I don't care. There is going to be like so many like references
To that book.
like from this podcast, but I don't feel like at any point she was safe with any of these characters, even the
Mm-mm.
one she ended up like spending the rest of her life with. Like I feel like he was the worst. He was such a manipulative bastard. She could have been happy
Mhm.
way before she ended up becoming happy because he was a manipulative bastard and
Yeah.
didn't want to give her up.
Well, and the fact that he did, and they are liars, right?
Yeah.
I don't like part of my problem is I don't like when I'm reading a book and I think that the love interest is certain people, and then by the time we get halfway through book 2, it's been a lie. Like, she doesn't end up with the people that we just spent the whole first book developing a connection with. That's irritating. I don't
Yeah.
like that. You should have been very clear from the beginning, and then, I
Well, I
look.
mean, yeah, because it's not like it's like halfway through book 2 that the actual main love interest comes
Uh-huh.
into the
Yeah,
world.
and then there's a 5-year jump in the middle of book 2, right?
I think so.
Yeah, 5 years, and I think another issue that I had with it was that there's 3 love interests. She only ends up with 1. I fucking hate that to begin with. We know I love a good reverse harem. She should end up with all of them. But is that they are like, "We love you. We would die for you, but yet we're gonna give you up for 5 years, and then we're all gonna start relationships with other people."
Well,
Oh,
Sean was the only one that moved on.
no, when she comes back, she sees him on a date. He's with somebody else.
Who?
Dom or whatever the fucking main character dudes. He dates somebody else. They all do. Well, they do. Yeah, he's in another relationship.
Dom died.
Oh, well, his brother then. Her main love interest.
He was in another
He
relationship?
was in another relationship. She goes to the restaurant and he's on a date. Yeah, he was saying, I'm like,
I
yeah,
forgot or didn't realize that because now I'm even more mad.
yeah. They all moved on and left her in the dust. That's another thing that irritated me.
I know Sean moved on. Like I know like he moved on and
He,
was like very happy
yeah.
with his girl and kids and
Well, he still loved her, but I think he couldn't be with her without Dom.
yeah.
That was just,
Dude, Dom wrecked me.
yeah.
Like I did not hate this series because of that, but that is a character death that like ripped me to shreds and I cried over for days. Like
Yeah.
there's a particular TikTok sound I still can't hear.
It was, I mean, I'm all for people dying, but I hate unnecessary deaths. Like,
Yeah,
but so real quick, I went to Penguin Random House website and they say the best-selling Robin Hood trilogy, a delicious, steamy, irresistible, edgy, and suspenseful Robin Hood retelling that offers a thoughtful, unique, modern-day spin on the original Brotherhood of morally gray bad boys. And I'm like, you're a liar. The series has nothing to do. Mm-mm. Maybe some of the ending in book 3
that's
where,
exactly what I was about to say. Where
but we don't get to see that development on the page. And
right,
that to me means that it's not a Robin Hood retelling.
yeah, I wholeheartedly agree.
And that I just don't like it when authors lie, and that turns me off. So she lies a lot about that series.
Yeah,
Now, I'm not saying there wasn't great character development. I'm not saying that it wasn't spicy. I'm not saying that all the things that all the book people talk about is not true. But they
right.
leave out all of these other things and I can't. It's too big of a deal.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this series for like 2 years and I'm in complete agreement.
Yeah. So, don't come at us if you love them. If you do love them, tell us why. And then let's have the talk because yeah.
We want to
If
know.
if you can get past all of those things that we don't like about it, hey, we love you for that. Let's keep the conversation going, right? Like I just
Yeah,
yeah. So I always and I will say this. It's not anything that I've ever read, but I know that Colleen Hoover is not a romance writer. Her genre is not romance. And
yeah.
when people throw her books in, like, oh, the best romance books you need to read, I'm instantly like on guard because I'm like, either you haven't read this or you're just on the bandwagon like everybody else is because it's not romance.
I refuse to read her, essentially.
I've never read anything by her. I really want to read Verity though.
I tried to read Verity. I was trying to physically read it last year and it didn't happen. But That's not to say anything against the book, because last year I just didn't read physical books.
Yeah.
But I've just heard the emotional, like, roller coaster she takes you on, and I'm just not interested in that type of emotional roller coaster.
Yeah. So I got nothing else to do.
No, I think that's it.
You want to close us out,
Sure.
bestie?
All right, y'all. What series or books have you read that were hyped all over the place on Book Talk or your friends talked about and you actually couldn't stand? We would love to hear from you on Instagram at Bones of the Story, and we will see you next week.
Thank you for joining us on the journey into the shadows of love, where dark romance stories come to light.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Bones of the Story as much as we did. If you did, don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. Your feedback means the world to us.
And to stay updated on all things dark romance, follow us on social media. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
We'd also love to hear from you. Share your thoughts, ideas, or even your own dark romance stories with us. Drop us a line at bonesofthestory@gmail.com.
Remember, our next tantalizing episode is just around the corner, so keep your hearts open and your senses sharp.
Until then, embrace the darkness and let the stories continue to stir your deepest desires.
This is Misty
And Jen,
signing off
from Bones of the Story.